What's going on, everybody? This is MP with MP Talk Sports. This is my very first YouTube video. I apologize for background noise, um, poor camera quality, anything. Um, this is my first YouTube video, and hopefully one day I can be more professional. But right now, this is what we have to deal with. This is going to be my World Series recap. I am, of course, a Yankees fan. Um, and I'm just going to be recapping it, reacting to it, and I guess asking some questions on why the fuck we did what we did in certain situations. Um, but let's get into it. Game 1. We're in LA. Final score was 6-3 Dodgers. Um, it went 10 innings, so that was good, right? It wasn't like some blowout game, first game, whatever. We go to 10 innings, and then they decide to put Nestor Cortez in the 10th inning with one out already, but they put him in the 10th. Now, Nestor Cortez hasn't pitched since September 18th due to a flexor strain in his left forearm. And he comes in to pitch in the 10th inning. Now, Otani comes up to bat, and Otani hits the ball to left field, foul, and Verdugo makes the Derek Jeter uh, catch into the stands, and he was so mindful still that there was two runners on base that he from the stands threw the ball into the infield. Um, so and this was already the second catch that Verdugo made. That was great. So you see, Verdugo makes this great catch. Everything's going good. We're in the 10th inning. It feels good. The vibe is good. It feels good. Then they intentionally walk Mookie Betts. So immediately, two questions. Was it smart to put Nestor Cortez in? Was it? I don't understand what the reasoning behind putting Nestor Cortez in was. The man hasn't pitched since September 18th, and you go and put him in the 10th inning in the first game of the World Series, and then you intentionally walk Mookie Betts, which, due to the fact that after they walk Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman comes up and he hits that grand slam to make the score 6-3, final score 6-3, it's like, was walking Mookie the right choice? And clearly at the time, it seemed like, to Aaron Boone, that the right choice was to put Cortez in, and then the right choice was to walk Mookie Betts and try to get the out with Freddie Freeman. Obviously, it did not go that way. Freddie Freeman hit a grand slam, and the final score was 6-3. So if you take a look at game 1, right, and think, it's game 1, it was a good game. We already knew this was going to be a tough series coming into it with the Dodgers. It's a great team. It's just one game. One game. We're not losing any hope yet, and we're going to game 2. And my dog is barking. So game 2, right? Still in LA. It's 4-2 Dodgers. Final score. At the beginning of the game, you still have hope, right? And like I said, we knew that this series in general was gonna be tough. But then you come in game 2 with Yamamoto, on the mound. He only gave up one hit, and that was the solo home run from Juan Soto. And on our side, our Rodon gave up 4 runs, 6 hits, and 13 balls were in play. And the 7th inning, though, as a Yankees fan, I mean, you never want to wish an injury on anybody. Um, However, when Otani attempts to steal that base, hurts his shoulder in the 7th inning, and you see him groan in pain, you can't help but to feel like, thank God, a threat is gone, right? A threat is gone. I respect Otani. I think Otani is a great player. He's a great asset to the Dodgers. The Dodgers are lucky to have him. But as a Yankees fan, again, you want the threat gone. You want him gone. But I mean, they had already announced the next day, I think it was, that Otani was going to be going to New York and leading off Game 3. So again, I respect Otani. I don't wish bad on him. Um, so after Game 2, I mean, not so bad. It's only Game 2. We're scoring runs. I mean, it's 4-2. I think both games were 4-2. 6-3. I mean, it's 4-2 though, right? So it's still early, and we're hoping that our bats are about to wake up even better and come back to New York, right? So game three was 4-2 Dodgers final score. And now it's like, all right, can we fuck off already? Like, what is happening? We walk Otani first at bat, but you can tell he's hurting, right? He gets walked. He's on first base, and you can tell he's like grabbing at his jersey, trying to take some weight off of that shoulder. He's not 100%. And granted, he came back. He's in the game, but he's not 100%. And his threat went from up here to like mid. And clearly, the person that we have to fucking worry about is Freddie Freeman, because then Freddie Freeman comes up and he hits a 2-run home run at his first at bat. Bullshit. And what was even more bullshit was the fact that in fourth inning, right? So Stanton hits a double with 1 out. So good. Good. Now we have a runner in scoring position. And if you that was an easy double for anybody. It seemed like Stanton struggled to get to second base. He's just not a runner. It's not. Anyway, poor guy. It literally seems like he fucking runs in slow motion. So he's on second base. Then Jazz Chisholm comes up. He hits like a line drive fly ball out to right field, and they keep staying at second. So I don't know if he was dancing, not knowing if that ball was going to get caught or whatnot, but he should have easily been able to tag from second and go to third in that play. He should have been at third that play. But I don't know if they kept him there because they thought he couldn't run. I don't know what happened in that situation. I don't know what I missed. But Volpe comes up and Stanton's still at second. So Volpe comes up, he hits a little blooper, shallow left field. Right? Now Stanton is on second. Volpe hits a shallow blooper to left field. And they send Stanton home from second base with the man that can barely run. They think that I don't know if they were, testing the arm. I don't know what they were doing, why they thought that was going to be a good idea, or why they thought that Stanton could make it there. He was out by a fucking mile, and it was the third out of the inning, and now it's like, all right, we had Stanton could have stayed at third. Excuse me. Stanton could have stayed at third. Volpe could have stayed at first. We would have had runners on the corners, and it wouldn't have been that bad for 2 outs. I mean, granted, who comes up after him? I don't remember. Wells, I think, comes up after Volpe. But you would have had runners at the corners. But just that in itself didn't make sense to me again. Just why? Why? Maybe, I mean, that could have been a closer play if you had somebody on second with speed, but you didn't. I don't know. But the Yankees went 1-4 with runners in scoring position, and they left 8 runners on base. So this is the time to panic now. We're down 3-0. in the series. Granted, now we're going to game 4. We're still in New York. Maybe something can happen, and it did. Game 4, 11-4 New York. We all of a sudden woke up, and we've lost game 5, right? The game started the same exact way that it's been starting this whole time. Was Freddie Freeman 2-run home run in the first, and it's like, please stop. That kid, they showed that kid in the stands. He had a sign that said, Freddie, please stop. Please stop, Freddie. But the game ended up going a hell of a lot better than anybody anticipated. Thank God. Because we get to force game 5 and we still stay in New York. And then the Yankees fans that decided that they were going to basically assault Mookie Betts in the stands in right field. Like, come on, bro. Like, my thing is, like, you are at a baseball game and you could have broke this man's wrist with 1,000 cameras everywhere around you, being, this is the World Series. Like, there's millions of people watching this shit. And you decide, I don't care how drunk I am. I don't think I would ever. Why would you do that? Him and his friend but tried to hold Betts up by his wrists to try to get that ball, and you know the internet immediately blew up after that and went off immediately following this, and they literally every Yankee hater just came and destroyed our fan base. Shame on you, Yankees fans. And then Wells comes up, he hits to the outfield off the wall, and Volpe. This was the other thing. Volpe was on second base, did this cha-cha slide dance in between second and third, and Volpe's got speed, right? And he doesn't get to score on that play. He does make it to third, but if he didn't do, that dance, that back and forth dance between second and third, he would have made it home on that play. Easily. Easily he would have made it home on that play. However, he did make it up, makes up for it in the third when he hits a grand slam to make the score 5-2 and we take the lead. I'll tell you right now, that was not, Volpe hitting a grand slam was not on my fucking bingo card at all. But you know what? That gave everybody the boost of confidence, right? And you know what? And then Aaron Judge finally does something in the 8th, and he hits an RBI. So now it's like we woke up. We woke up. Maybe this gives Judge some confidence boost because he just hit an RBI. Granted, it wasn't like a clutch RBI or anything like that, but maybe it boosts everybody's vibe, energy for forcing game 5, and we're still back. We're still staying in New York for it. And if our bats stay alive and we make smart plays, we might have a chance. Might have a chance to do something here. Now we won. Maybe the Dodgers are gonna be like, oh fuck, which they didn't, and neither did our bats or neither did our brains stay alive, because game 5 was awful. It didn't start out that way. The final score was 7-6. Dodgers win the World Series at Yankee Stadium. We took that early 5-0 lead. And, Judge finally hits a home run. Jazz comes up and he hits a home run right after him. Stanton hit a home run in the third. And we are awake. And this is awesome. This is going our way. Judge makes an awesome catch in the 4th off the wall. Then the 5th inning comes, right? And the 5th inning was awful, to say the least. Just 2 errors and then I guess technically a mental mistake with Rizzo and the fuck's his name? my God, drawing a blank right now. Cole, Garrett Cole. It's awful. It's awful. So, Judge, who literally just made that tough catch in the fourth inning, right? Routine fly ball to him, and he just misjudges it, right? Just off the tip of his glove. First error. Then, uh, a ground ball gets hit to Volpe, so runners on first and second. Ground ball gets hit to Volpe. He goes to third for the lead runner to get the force out, and he just makes a low throw, and Jazz can't scoop it up. Can't scoop it up. It's like, all right, people, like, let's get our heads back in the game. Let's relax. Let's chill out. Shake it off. Um, we need to get 2 outs, but the bases are loaded. And then Betts comes up and hits a grounder to Rizzo at first, behind first plate. So, that whole it's gonna go Rizzo behind first plate. The catch is gonna come. The pitch is gonna come and cover, and he does not come and cover. So Rizzo picks up his head, thinking that Cole's gonna be there, and he's not. And he just doesn't have time to react to run to first base to try to get Betts out. So that should have ended the inning. That should have ended the inning, and it didn't. And it brought in a run. Then Freddie Freeman gets a 2-run RBI. So now it seems like we're never going to get out of this third. We're never going to get this third out, and we're never going to get out of this inning. Then Hernandez hits a 2-run RBI. Then we finally get out of the inning, but the score is now tied 5-5. We were just leading 5-0. And it started with Judge, then it went to Volpe, and then it was miscommunication with Cole and Rizzo. And that should have ended the inning. Instead, because he didn't cover, all these runs score, and now we're tied. Now we're tied in the fifth. So this is not how it was supposed to go. We start making mistakes, the vibe goes down, and the whole team feels it, and it's hard to pull yourself out of it. In the eighth inning, Wells gets called for catcher interference on Ohtani. And that's just one of those stupid things now. It's like, what the fuck? And, like, as a player, you say to yourself, I'm an idiot. And because that's how how often does that happen? Catcher interference. Ohtani barely tipped the heart of his glove. And I mean, I was a catcher in softball for years, and for some reason I reached for the ball, and the bat like clipped my elbow, and I immediately was like, I have never done that before. Why did I reach? And it's just it happens. You definitely beat yourself up for it, because now that gets Ohtani on base. So, I mean, I knew how Wells was feeling in that moment. And then eventually that leads to bases loaded for Betts, and he drives in a run to make the score 7-6 Dodgers. In the bottom of the eighth, we have 2 runners on base, and at this point, it's not looking good for us. It's not looking. Yeah, we left 2 runners on base in the bottom of the eighth. So now it's like we gotta hold them in the top of the ninth, and then we gotta do something at the bottom of the ninth, and we don't. Bottom of the ninth, Walker Buehler gets us out, 1-2-3, and the Dodgers win the World Series at Yankee Stadium. Awful, awful. I mean, I love my Yankees. My dog's name is Yankee. My little Yorkie. It was just obviously a disappointing end to a great season. Like I said before, we knew it was coming to this this Dodgers were going to make it tough, and it was. And we were asleep, and then we woke up for a little bit, and then we took some melatonin and fell back asleep because that we got sloppy before we fell asleep again with those errors in the fifth. I mean, hopefully we can make some great moves in the off season and we can come back strong next year. That's all we can hope for. So, like I said, this is my first video. Thanks for watching. Hopefully the first of many for this channel. I hope you enjoyed it. I am new to this, so don't come at me. It's brand new. I mean, I've been wanting to kind of do stuff like this for a while, but I'm just getting started. But if you did enjoy it, you know, keep a lookout for me, and hopefully there's some more videos coming. I'm MP, and this is MP Talk Sports.